بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. This is hadith number 252 and 253 from al-Adab al-Mufrad by Imam al-Bukhari rahimahullah. وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أقل الضحك فإن كثرة الضحك تميت القلب. وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال لا تكثر الضحك فإن كثرة الضحك تميت القلب. Abu Hurayrah radiallahu anhu, he said that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, laugh little, too much laughter kills the heart. And hadith number 253, also narrated by Abu Hurayrah radiallahu anhu, that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, do not laugh a lot. Excessive laughter destroys the heart. These two hadith actually, it's part of a longer hadith, which was an advice that the Prophet ﷺ he gave to Abu Hurayrah radiallahu anhu, in which the Prophet ﷺ he told Abu Hurayrah, Ya Aba Hurayrah, kun wari'an takun a'budin nas. He said, be, how do you translate wari'? Wara'. Be someone who has wara', humbleness, or not humbleness. Be someone who has piety. Be someone who has piety, someone who has taqwa, and you will be the one who would be the biggest worshipper of Allah from amongst the humans. And this goes also in another hadith, which is a weak hadith, in which a person, he came to the Prophet ﷺ and he said, أريد أن أكون أعلم الناس. He said, اتق الله تكن أعلم الناس. Have the taqwa of Allah and you will be the most knowledgeable of people. So if you want to be the biggest worshipper of Allah, then for you to have wara', to have piety. And then he said, وَرُضَ بِمَا قَسَمَ اللَّهُ لَكَ تَكُنْ مِنْ أَغْنَى النَّاسِ. He said, be happy, be content. Whatever Allah has given you from His provision, whatever Allah has allotted for you, your rizq, be content with that, and you will be the richest person. And then he said, وَأَحِبِّ لِلْمُسْلِمِينَ وَالْمُؤْمِنِينَ مَا تُحِبُّ لِنَفْسِكَ وَأَهْلِ بَيْتِكَ وَكَرَهْ لَهُمْ مَا تَكُونُ لِنَفْسِكَ وَأَهْلِ بَيْتِكَ تَكُنْ مُؤْمِنًا. He said that love for the believers, for the Muslims, and for the believers, what you love for yourself and your family, and hate for the Muslims and for the believers, what you hate for yourself and your family, and you will be a believer. What does that mean? That means the Prophet ﷺ is saying, if you want to be classified as a mu'min, love for the believers what you love for yourself. Hate for the believer what you hate for yourself, you will be considered a mu'min. وَجَاوِرْ مَنْ جَاوَرْتَ بِإِحْسَانِ تَكُنْ مُسْلِمًا. And be a good neighbor. Be a good neighbor to your neighbors so you can be a Muslim. Meaning, if you want to know what is one of the qualities of a Muslim, not a believer, because a believer is higher than a Muslim. If you want to know what is one of the qualities of a Muslim, is someone who is good to his neighbors. وَإِيَّاكَ وَكَثْرَةِ الضَّحِكِ فَإِنَّ كَثْرَةَ الضَّحِكَ فَسَادُ الْقُلُوبِ. He said, and beware of laughing so much. You see some people just laughing their hearts out, as the saying goes. What's the saying? You laugh, people laugh their hearts out. Meaning their hearts come almost here. He said, you almost killed me. These are all statements or phrases, right, that we use. And over here, the Prophet ﷺ, he's saying, beware, don't laugh so much, because if you continue to laugh so much, then this is going to ruin your heart. this is going to ruin your heart. And in another narration, the Prophet ﷺ, he said that this is going to kill your heart. Also, Umar radiallahu anhu, he says, you know, when a person, he laughs a lot, what happens to that individual? You think he is, his hayba, his status goes up or goes down amongst the people? Umar radiallahu anhu, he said, "Man kathura dahikuhu, qallat haybatuhu." That whoever laughs a lot, his hayba, his status amongst the people is going to go down. It's okay if we laugh, because in the previous hadith, what did Aisha radiallahu anha, she said? That the Prophet ﷺ used to smile. He never used to do the qahqaha. He never used to go ahead and start laughing out loud. Because people are not going to really respect you. People are not really going to take you seriously if you keep on laughing. But it doesn't mean that laughing is haram if it is done in moderation. Sometimes we have no choice given in a situation but to laugh, because maybe we find something that is funny, and it is okay for us to go ahead and give out a chuckle. In fact, the Sahabah, they used to actually be very funny people. We always hear them being what? Being very serious. Yes, they used to be serious when the time demanded it. Once a person, he asked Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, did the Sahaba used to laugh? He said, yes, na'am. وَالْإِيمَانُ فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ أَعْظَمُ مِنَ الْجِبَالِ. He said, yes, they used to laugh. But their iman was bigger or greater, more greater than the mountains. Their iman, they didn't laugh at the expense. Nowadays, people will go ahead and make jokes or laugh at the expense of their religion. But their iman was greater than the mountains. And so they knew when to laugh and when to actually be serious. In fact, Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, we know Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu to be the son of Umar, who was someone who was very tough. Ibn Umar, if you want to describe from amongst all of the Sahaba, who was the one who was very literal in terms of following the Sunnah, it was Ibn Umar. Ibn Umar, he used to follow the Prophet ﷺ, even if he, on the journey, if he stopped at a particular place and he took a rest under a tree, Ibn Umar, he would follow the Prophet ﷺ in that, even after his death. Okay? This is how much he used to follow the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. But of course, Umar radiallahu anhu used to hit him and said, don't do this. You are going into too extreme. So this is Ibn Umar. And amongst all of the Sahaba, Ibn Umar was the person who used to laugh and joke the most. Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, he was the most joking person from amongst the Sahaba. Someone who was very strict in following the Sunnah, but yet he had a very funny, a very laughing personality. And that's why in one narration he says, Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, he said, Al-birru shay'un hayyin. Righteousness, goodness is something very easy. It's not so hard. Righteousness, because Allah always tells us to have al-birr, to have righteousness. He says, shay'un hayyin. How do you get al-birr? Wajhun taliq. Easy-going face. Meaning you come into the masjid, you don't have a frown on your face. Wajhun taliq wa kalamun layyin. And you have very easy-going personality. Wajhun taliq, you have a smile, you have a very easygoing face. People, when they look at you, they feel comfortable with you. And when you speak very softly. You speak and people are comfortable speaking with you. You don't put people down. You don't make them feel as if they are beneath you. You don't make them feel as if they don't know what they're talking about. When you talk in a way in which it's very easy for the people to listen and be around you. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us these beautiful akhlaq of His Messenger, and also help us to achieve some of these traits of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.